Hi, Jaimelee. Good to see you. Guess what? I'm actually going to get your reading done now. As I mentioned before, I'm using a different tarot, so let me explain it a little bit to you, and then we can get on with the reading. I've already laid your spread, so I already know a little bit about what's going to happen, but let's take a look. Let me show you here. This is the transparent tarot, and you can see the cards are very minimalistic, and they're see-through. You can see the envelope that I'm holding up against. This happens to be the Two of Swords, and with most other tarot decks you get a whole lot of symbolism on the cards, and sometimes as readers or psychics we come to rely on that symbolism. With this deck of cards, I'm finding that I have to rely more on my intuition and my inner guidance. So that really helps in a lot of different ways, and this deck is proving to be very accurate. So hopefully I can give you some of the answers that you're looking for, and give you some guidance on when to expect this to happen and all that good stuff. So you had asked me about where you're going to be living or possibly buying a new house and when, and what it might look like. I'm going to try and go through all those questions. Hopefully I'll get all those answers for you. So just bear with me as I kind of explain everything to you. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you with the spread as I've laid it out. And then what I do in the end is I merge the cards together to offer a three-dimensional look at the situation, which sometimes gives me a much more in-depth look, and more answers could come after I merge the cards together. So anyway, I'm going to put the camera on the cards now and show you what I've got and kind of go through each card to tell you what's happening here. So bear with me. My microphone is attached to my camera, and every time I move it, it sounds very messy. So just give me a minute. I'll be right back with you. Okay, there you go. And that shows you your spread. I've done kind of a 6-card spread, but in reality it's going to end up being kind of a 3-card spread. But for now, this tells me a lot of different information about the situation. And actually, your interest in buying a house is coming at a really good time. I think both you and your husbands should really consider it. This seems to be a good time for you to do that. So let's take each card individually, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing. So the first card up here that I have is the Page of Pentacles. And actually, there's one thing I wanted to mention too. There's a lot of pentacles in your reading here. There's this one, this one, this one, and this one. So you've got 4 suits of pentacles in your reading, which tells me that, of course, there's a lot of information that's going on with this. This is represents earth signs typically. I know you're not an earth sign. I don't know if your husband is, but this is about grounding. When it comes to timing, I'm going to tell you up front that this usually points to a fall or autumn feel. So that could ultimately be when you guys will buy this house. I'd really think about it, talk about it over the summer, and see if it's possible for you financially. This is about finances, work, career, creativity, making things work, make the best of what's happening in our life, and setting the goals in order to make those things happen. And that really is what is appearing here for me. So anyway, let's take the first card, which again is the Page of Pentacles, and you can see there's a little person depicted on it. Typically the pages are represented either by a young female or a young male. This card, the keywords with it are manifestation, financial opportunity, and new job. Whether or not you or your husband are looking for jobs or a new job or whatever, this could be the key to you obtaining your goal. It's about making things happen, which is what you want to do. Anytime you want to make something serious happen in your life, such as buying a house or having a baby, there should be some planning that goes into this. Now's the time to start acting on really grand ideas and concepts that have been brewing in your head. Now's the time to start that, take the first step. You can see that this young page is kind of handing her pentacle off to somebody, and that tells me that you guys are ready to make that step. You've just got to knuckle down and get it done. The Page of Pentacles also asks you to grow and expand in a way that generates prosperity and wealth for the future. Again, this kind of goes along with buying a house. So you've got to make whatever happen in order to do this. If you have to increase your income or cut your spending, now would be the time to do that, all in preparation for possibly a fall move into a house. Be clear on what skills and resources that it will be required of you to attain this, and abundance will come to you through that. The Page of Pentacles has a desire to learn things too. I'm not sure how you guys are with your education. If you're, sometimes I get this card with people who are thinking about going to school or going back to school. If that's the case with you and your husband, I would certainly suggest it, but only if it's the case. If it's not something you're considering, then that really probably doesn't apply here. This talks about mastering new skills. Set your mind to achieving specific tangible goals. I just get this overall feeling that this card is kind of talking to your husband. It almost appears as though he may want to further his work, whatever it is he does. If he can go higher in the company that he works for or the business that he works for, that's something he should strive to do. Or if he wants a better job, he may start looking for another job. So that's what that's all about. So the next card that I have for you guys is the Seven of Swords. Now, the swords are all about challenges. And this sword, this Seven of Swords, this card, can point to somebody who's behaving with less than ethical intentions. It sometimes means that there's people or a person who could be prying into your life trying to cause trouble. If you feel like this, or you know what I'm talking about, Jaimelee, take steps to avoid this person, because they're really not, they're not looking out for your best interests. There could be a competition that's involved here between, I don't know, maybe your husband at work again. I wonder if this is a card that applies to your husband. But this indicates that competition is at hand, formal or informal. Watch the other person. If he's competing to get a better job, he needs to do everything on the up and up and make sure that everybody recognizes his skills. If you're not sure exactly what this card is talking about, it kind of sits in the present position, which tells me that it either is happening now or it is very soon to happen. So it may not have even happened yet, but you guys just kind of need to be very careful who you seek out for guidance, and also who you ask for advice, and who you take on as new friends right now. Just be very wary. Don't let just anybody know all your business, that sort of thing. And again, I get a strong work feel with that, so I wonder if it has something to do with your husband at work. You might want to talk to him about that. The next card that I have here is the Ten of Pentacles. Again, another one of those pentacle cards. This Ten of Pentacles is a very positive card. It can mean that your material wishes are going to be met. You can see this almost looks like a woman sitting here. You can see her gown flowing out. And she seems to be sitting on a lot of abundance, and she's willing to give that out to somebody who is taking pentacles from here. This card sits in the future position. So this is something that may be happening very soon. It indicates that your material wishes again will be met, perhaps even to a degree that you didn't think possible. things will be going exceedingly well for you guys, especially in the area of finances and work, career, that sort of thing. Security in all forms comes at a very high tide with this. Um, you have a great deal to be thankful for, and I think that you kind of recognized that over the last couple of months. Just be very grateful for what you do have, and don't dwell on the things that you don't have. That's kind of what this card is talking to you about. Make the best of what you've got, and everything else will fall into place. Things will happen better. When it comes to work, again, I am wondering if this has to do with your husband. It's funny that your husband is coming through so strongly in these cards, but this can often indicate a raise in pay or a better position that could almost come out of the blue. So he may not even be aware that he's being considered for a raise or possibly a new position with higher responsibilities. Um, and it's very likely that whatever does come, he will enjoy immensely. So this is also an excellent omen if one of you or both of you or whatever happen to be looking for work. Just the right position at just the right pay is going to happen. So this all tells me that you guys are well on your way to getting those things that are important to you, such as a house. And I do believe that it's going to happen. I'm still in the autumn time frame here. Nothing has been shown to me that would indicate anything different. So keep that in mind and keep working towards it. Now down here, these are kind of supportive cards to these top cards here. And what I'll do is merge these together here before too long. And you can see that we have the King of Pentacles here, who kind of matches the Page of Pentacles. The King is a more masculine force. This could be your husband, or it could be a mentor or somebody who will help you facilitate whatever it is that you guys need to make happen in order to buy this house. It could even be a loan officer. He could be a banker or a financial advisor, somebody that helps you. And when I put him together with the page, you can see that they're both working in tandem with each other. And they want you to have the very best, and they're all willing to help you. She kind of is shadowed by the King, which tells me that there's kind of a step process here. Things begin to happen and they get grander as time goes on. So keep that in mind. You're just at the beginning now. So this looks very promising to me. You guys just need to get things started. You need to start budgeting, start planning. You can't just decide one weekend, let's go look for a house. You have to kind of plan for it. And that's kind of what this card is telling me. And keep pushing those plans forward. And people will kind of be handing you the things that you need. Now this next card is the Ace of Pentacles. And this is a really cool card when it comes to asking about finances and material wealth, and also beginnings. This is a new beginning on a totally different level than what you've been used to. So this also is very indicative to me that you could definitely find this house that you guys want to buy, and it will come very soon. You just need to make it happen. Feel very optimistic. Your health and your vitality, both you and your husband, should be at a high point now. The appearance of this card usually signals a turn for better in terms of fortune and wealth. So if you guys are struggling right now, which kind of is shown to me in this picture, the Ace of Pentacles will override that. You won't necessarily need to worry about this person if this is a specific individual in your life who you can't trust. You can see that the swords that he's leaving behind are kind of masked by the Ace of Pentacles. It's almost like the Ace of Pentacles is going to come in and kind of transform your lives and make things better for you, and kind of overtakes the situation, and things proceed as they should be. It may just mean that there's a little hiccup in the road, or a little speed bump or a little road bump that you guys will encounter on your way to this goal that you have of buying a house, but it's nothing serious and it will be overcome. Money will be much more available to you when this card appears. Again, this is a card that sits in the present position, which to me means either It is currently happening, or it will be happening very, very soon. And it kind of needs to happen very soon in order for you to guys to make the transition to a new home this fall. Feel very optimistic, stay very upbeat, stay very hopeful. That's going to get you through some of the difficult times. That buying a house is one of the most difficult things to do, and along the way, nothing ever goes smoothly. Just remember that it will all work out in the end. Don't get too upset with the little road bumps that you run into. They will happen. Things will happen, and you'll definitely be in a better place here before too long. Now, this next card is a really interesting card. This is the Empress, and this is a major arcana card. Now, she indicates she's all about feminine power, home, family, give priority to emotions and passions. This usually on in a tarot deck, this card is depicted with a very feminine woman on it. In this particular case, this designer decided to take a more open aspect to this, and instead of a very fertile feminine woman, you see a very fertile landscape. These are hills that are very green and lush. There are flowers here that are blooming and continue to bloom, so it's almost in the springtime of the beginning of something good that's going to happen. And this tells me that the sky is very open and very transforming. So when I put this together with the Ten of Pentacles, you can see that you've almost got a pictorial look here of a family and on land. So what I'm taking from this, things are going to be going very well for you. You have steps to take before they happen. But in the end, it looks to me like you're going to have a house, maybe on some acreage. There's some land definitely with it. It's very green wherever you're going to be. This could also be an indication of the house. Perhaps it's a greenish color. It looks to be a very expansive home, something that will definitely accommodate you and your children and your husband. And there also looks to be room for improvement. So it doesn't look like this is going to be a house that is in tip-top 100% move-in ready shape. There will be work to be done, but you two are definitely up to the task of that. This is about building firm foundations and building on existing foundations. So you've definitely got everything set up here that is going to make you come through and get to this goal of buying the house. If that's something that both of you really want to do, that's got to be put at the top of your priority list. I see everything here is going to be going very well for you. You're going to take the proper steps that are needed. The proper rewards will come. There will be some bumps in the road, but you can overcome those easily. You and your husband need to stick together. Make sure that you approach things as a solidified couple. Don't let the little bitty things tear you guys apart. Approach it both together. It's almost as though this is saying together you guys can accomplish anything. And then the end result will be a very happy family who sits here on this beautiful area. I'm not sure what the land is like out there where you live, but this puts me in the mind, like I said, of someplace that's kind of out in the open, and I think you guys will be very happy there. So overall, Jaimelee, I think this is a really good thing. I still have the time frame. I think things will get started in the spring for you. You'll start making progress there. And by autumn time, I think you will have at least found a house that you want and possibly move in before the end of the year. But it's going to be very critical that you take those steps to make this happen. and, you know, set yourself a budget and save the money that you need to save for down payment. Explore all your options. There's a lot of really good things going on here within these cards, and I think that if you guys make the steps that need to be made and you stick together and stay together as a very solid couple, I think you're going to see great things happen, and you're going to be very happy in this place that you move. It looks like it's going to be a long-term place too, so this could, you guys could buy this with an eye of, yeah, we'll improve it, we'll make it our own, it's someplace that we're going to retire and grow old together. I get the vision of like a front porch where you guys are rocking and your grandkids come to visit you, that sort of thing. So keep that in mind, Miss Jaimelee. I think definitely you guys have some really great things going here, financially especially. It's all going to work in your favor. So I hope that this helped, and if I can explain anything more further, please let me know. And I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube here in the next hour or so. It usually takes about that long to download it, and then I'll send you the links. So take care, my darling, and let me know if there's anything else I can do for you. Blessings.